1.5 in the lead here. He's going to show me where we need to be going. We're going to get down in here tonight and see if we find anything good. We're going back in the river. It's the first time we've been down in probably a week. It's been a week since tonight because we went down last Friday. Water was around 21 or 22 feet when we went Friday of last week, and it rose up to either 32 or 33 before it crested and started going back down. And over last week it's gone back down about 9 feet. It's sitting somewhere between 23 and a half and 23 and 3/4 right now. I've been waiting for it to get below 24 feet because that's where I feel comfortable going in. If it gets any higher, you don't have a lot of beach. I haven't checked it in a couple hours. It could be down even more now. But me and Bubba will go and see if we can find anything tonight. Hopefully the floods have washed out a lot of stuff and there'll be lots of new places to look. So wish us luck. You got a piece of cord-marked pottery there. That's a good spot where it's been coming out. Keep your eyes peeled, bud. You might find more. That's where this little spot right in here. I found 2 or 3 arrowheads now right through here. And most of that pottery. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. Ain't sure what I got here. Could be nothing. I thought we had something. It's a river rock split in half. I thought it was an arrowhead sticking up out of the ground. Boy, it's disappointing. It's got a nice sharp edge though. We'll keep looking. Douglas found a couple good pieces of pottery. I found a short or two, but we ain't really found anything quite yet. I sent Bub down in a hole I couldn't go. He's down there looking, see if he can make me any good finds. Wish him luck. He may not come back. Bub found even more pottery. He's finding it everywhere. He's found a few pieces in some places I haven't found any down here, so. Yep, I want you to keep hold of that. We'll keep looking right here, see if we find anything. Me and Bub got mudded out in the spot we wanted to go to today down in Jackson County, so we tried to salvage today and figure out what we'd do with it, and we figured that we would go around and show you some of the mounds around here and some of the local history. Marietta has a few nice mounds, and then you come across the river. There's a little town below Williamstown called Boaz, and there's actually 3 or 4 mounds down here. 2 are really small. The other 2 are actually significant size. One of them I didn't know was a mound until last week. I started asking about it, and I had some people on one of the Ohio Valley artifact sites tell me that there's actually some history on it at the museum and right here that the Mound's property is actually on. So we're going to go down and look at these ones in Boaz and look at the ones in Marietta too. And there's a couple museums too that go along with the mounds. I'll show you pictures of the museums and where you can go, and I'll post websites down in the description of the video. So if any of you are interested in some of the stuff we show you today, you'll know where to go. Well, I didn't realize I was going to be by it today, but my route drives right by it, so I'd stop just for a second to film this. This is a little roadside cemetery. Guy named Mike Fink and a friend were out hunting and they encountered some natives. And the legend goes that the natives shot and killed Mike Fink and the friend killed the native. And if you look up there, there's the graves for the 2. Indian killed by Mike Fink and Mike Fink's grave. I can't remember. Maybe Mike Fink killed it. I thought the legend went that the friend killed it. There's a sign down the road. We will take a look at it when we turn back around. It's not out of the way at all, but it tells what happens a little more accurately than I probably told you. It's just a neat part of some Native American history here I thought I'd share since I was in the area. All right, there's the sign I was telling you about. It says, "Grave of Mike Fink. 1 mile west in the low gap are the graves of Mike Fink and an Indian slain in 1780 and buried where they fell. While hunting, Fink and Adam O'Brien were fired on by 2 Indians. Fink shot one and was killed by the other." So I had it a little backwards. I thought the Indian shot and killed Fink first, and then the friend killed the Indian, but apparently they were shot upon and missed, and Fink killed one and the other killed him. Here's Buffington Island Memorial Park. We've been here in a previous video. I just wanted to throw this mound in the video. I was down here on my route today and I figured I'd stop for 5 seconds and get a picture of it. I've got some more info that's got some graphics and videos of these different little monuments and signs in the park. It's in one of my Goose Egger videos, so if you're interested in that, you can look up Buffington Island. There was a Civil War battle out on the Ohio River, just about a 1/4 mile that way. And of course, there's the Indian history here with the mound and all the area around here. People find all kinds of artifacts out through here. You look, you can see there's a mound in the middle of this cemetery here, and this is up Marietta, Ohio. That mound's actually got a moat around it. It's got a set of stairs too. You can climb to the top, and there's a place you can sit. It's pretty cool. I've brought the kids up here before. My daughter had a project on the mound cultures of the Ohio Valley. We brought her up here to get a look at it. I thought I'd just share it with you guys today. It's a pretty cool little tourist attraction here in Marietta. They also have a larger mound called Quadranou, and then some type of earthworks called Sacra Via, which is Spanish for sacred way, but it was like a little path that came from the Quadranou mound and went down to the Muskingum River. There's a lot of neat stuff up here. And then across the river is Henderson Hall too in West Virginia that's got a few mounds near it, and there's another large mound just down from Henderson Hall as well. So you're in the thick of it right here, Marietta and Williamstown. A lot of mound culture remnants still. I just thought that was pretty neat. I thought I'd share it with you guys. All right, here's the mound called Quadranou. I always mispronounce it. I thought it was called Quadranou. I thought it was some type of Native American word. And then one day I just kind of read it, and I noticed it said Quadranou, and I was like, okay, well, quad 4. It's like a 4-sided mound. Here's the sign for it. It says, "Ceremonial mound, one of many Marietta earthworks of the Hopewell culture, constructed circa 900 AD or earlier." And it's actually a park. You're allowed to come in and walk on it like you are the other mounds. Just be respectful if you ever do come and visit. It's rather large. You could play a game of football on top. It says ceremonial mound. I don't know exactly what the gist of that is, but there's a lot of surface area up here. I've always kind of wondered if they didn't have some type of lodge up here or some type of structure. You look down that way, that's the little path they called Sacra Via I told you about earlier. We'll go down and get a look at it. It's got a couple signs with some information. This is Quadranou. It's pretty cool. All right, now we got the walkway I told you about, Sacra Via, circa 980 Hopewell Sacred Walled Way from Quadranou to River. Earthen walls were removed in 1843 by a local brickmaker. That's the full tour of the right-of-way for Sacra Via. Well, I am going to get a little view from the bottom up. You can kind of tell there's a gradual incline on the whole way up to Quadranou. You probably get you 20 to 30 feet of elevation gain till you get up there, and then whatever the height of the mound is. A detailed history of everything I showed you. Campus Martius Museum would be the place to go. They have all kinds of history on colonial, frontier Ohio, and prehistoric Ohio. They've got points and all kinds of stone tools in there, and all kinds of infographs that tell you what went on back in the day and how the old inhabitants of the area operated. So if anybody's interested in the full story, go to Campus Martius. This is Henderson Hall. Henderson Hall's got 2 mounds in the yard. You can barely see it right there, right at the edge of the fence. That's a really small mound there. And you go around, there's a mound on the other side. Now, Henderson Hall used to be a plantation, and it's actually turned into a museum now. So I will post the website for it so you could look at it. And if you're ever interested, you can come to the area and you can take a tour of it. But here is the other mound, and it's actually quite noticeable. It's about 5 feet tall and somewhere around 25 to 35 feet around. There's all kinds of old buildings. Like I said, they give tours to this, so if you're ever in the mood, it's a pretty neat thing to come and see. And there's another, what's that, Bubs? I guess there's a little mound behind. I think there's 3 of them. I do see that mound back here. It's got a little sign on it. So there's 3 mounds right there in the yard. And then there is another one. I shared a video on the Ohio Valley Artifacts page. There is an adjacent property right here. I think it might actually be part of the Henderson Hall, but it is actually up by Route 2. If you go out in this field here, you can actually see it right through there. There's a mound, and I'll actually post a little bit of that other video I have showing that mound. But there's one more down here. It's not actually in the Henderson Hall area. It's situated between a bunch of private residences, but we'll drive down here and we'll get a little video of it. I don't have any information on that mound, but we'll show it to you. So this one here, it's kind of hard to access because I'm pretty sure it's private area. But there's the last one that I know of here in Boaz. There's no information on it. It's just one they kind of preserved. They've built houses all around it. I don't think there's any signs. I've mostly just seen it from the other side, and I don't see any signs over there. But that's the last one in Boaz. I think those are all of them that are in the area too. At least in Marietta and Williamstown. I don't know of any in Parkersburg, which is where we're from, Parkersburg, West Virginia. I've heard lots of stories of stuff being torn down. I watched a video the other day. There's a good YouTube artifact hunter. He's a little north of us. His name's Clegg's Adventures, and he shared a video of a old earthworks called Ben's Run, and I'd never known it was there. I guess farmers tore a lot of the walls and remains of it down years ago, and there's a lot of instances of that occurring in the area. It's sad, but I mean, it's just the way it is. A lot of people in the early 20th century would loot these mounds, and they would even sell skeletons. They would sell bones and skulls and things like that. I couldn't imagine people doing that to, family that are interred in a cemetery, but people were different back then. They didn't really have the same respect we try to have now. And there's a dichotomy in this area. There are a lot of people that still don't look positively on trying to preserve sites. And I get it. People have to develop land and stuff that they've rightfully bought over the years, but it'd be nice if we had a respect for this kind of stuff, and when we run into it, do our best to preserve it. But it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed all the different places I showed you. We'll put websites down to these places. I'm going to throw in the URL for Blennerhassett Island website as well, because there's a lot of good info on it. It has colonial history and some Native American history as well, and that's a nice museum. It has a lot of artifacts in it too. So we thank y'all for watching our video. Have a good one.